All right, welcome into Market Day Report. I'm Scott Shellady, otherwise known as the Cow Guy. Thank you very much for joining us today. If that's what you're doing, if you've been with us all day, that's great. We'd love to have you stay. Let's take a look at these markets. I'm going to be with you for the next 2 and a bit hours, so you're going to have to get used to me here. How about corn? Let's get used to this. It's a little lower today. May's off a penny and a quarter to 6.49 and a quarter. We've got July off 2 3/4 cents to 6.27 3/4 while we go out to the new crop D's. That's off 2 1/4. We've given up that 5.70 line. 5.68 1/4 is last out there. The low is only about, 3/4 cent away there. So trading a little bit heavy as we speak as I get in the chair, ready to be with you now for the next 2 and a bit hours. All right, let's talk about soybeans in Chicago. Fronts are a little lower, backs are a little higher, but really not a lot going on at all. May's down 3/4 cent to 14.76 1/2. That's just 3 ticks. We've got, let's go. August is down a penny and a quarter to 14.01 1/4. But let's go out the deferreds. We do have a little bit of a gain in that Novi, right? That's the new crop. 13.03 1/4 is last there. We've held on to that $13 line, except for a little bit earlier today when we dipped below it. But we're up 3 ticks there to 13.03 1/4. So there you go. That's a quiet board. I'm not going to make too much of that one. We do have that big report tomorrow, so I'm sure there's a little bit jockeying for position there. Wheat letting some air out here today. May's down 8 3/4 cents in Chicago. 6.96 is the last price there. D's down 7 1/4 cents to 7.37 1/4, about 2 cents off the lows. So we're a little bit defensive as we look at those. Let's take a look at the wheat in Kansas City. That's the hard red wheat. We've got May off a couple of cents to 8.68 1/2. And we've got, say, the new crop D's, well, it's not D's, 1 1/4 cents lower to 8.51 1/2 there. So that one is really only about a penny and a quarter off the lows. Kind of getting a little bit squirrely out the curve. Let's take a look at spring wheat in Minneapolis. That's down 2 cents up front. That's May. 8.76 is last. Go out to D's. We got a 2 cent gain, right? So we've got that spread widening a bit. D's is at 8.81, 2 cents higher in the day. That's spring wheat, kind of quiet still. Fronts are down, backs are up, and we've got a little bit of bear spreading going on. How about cotton? What's happening there? Well, 42 points higher in that front month, May. 83.18's last. And if you go out to the D's, 34 points higher there, 83.59. All right, let's bring in our next guest analyst. It's Kevin Stockard from CHS. Thank you very much for being on the phone, Kevin. What are your thoughts here? What's going on?
Yeah, good morning. Well, yeah, like you said, we got the big report, so a lot of people waiting to see what that says before they make any more big moves. And we've had nice rally the last week or so we're just pulling back a little bit from that. But we continue to see really good export demand for corn, so I think that's been supporting it pretty good here. And we've got a lot of cold, wet weather to talk about that's got people a little excited on the corn as well. Thinking potentially could be some switching in the Midwest, as things go along if the weather pattern continues that way. Not a lot going on in the beans. Everybody's kind of in a stalemate. Nobody really wanting to sell in the cash market, and they had a huge sell-off in the beans that we've come back from. But at these prices, until we get the report numbers, it's not really a whole lot happening. And then wheat's trying to figure out what's happening in Russia, which has been happening a lot lately. But right now, we're pulling back from that big rally on the Cargill news. Seems like people think that wheat will still be able to move out of there, and same people will be trading the wheat. It'll just be a different name.
Right. Well, you've got, yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead.
It's hard. These are hard because as we've got these products kind of jockeying for position going into that report tomorrow, it's hard because whatever we say right now isn't really going to mean anything when it comes to about this time tomorrow. When we're at 11 o'clock tomorrow,
right,
it'll all change. So I appreciate you coming on. It's a tough one. Thanks very much, Kevin Stockard. He's with CHS in Kansas City. We're going to move away and go pay some bills. We're going to come back and talk. I'll talk livestock with you when we come back after this.